Okay, today we're going to do the oil pan. The tow truck guy damaged it a week ago and it's got a big gash in it. It's got to be replaced. So that's what we're going to do today. We got the car jacked up. Okay, here's the oil pan. There's the big gash the tow truck guys did to it when they were moving it. It looks like we got just a lot of bolts we got to take off, and all the way around here. This one right here, I can see that I want to have to take this bolt off, take these two bolts off here, and then I can have access to two hidden bolts that are behind it, and then we can get it off. I ran into a snag getting this thing off. I didn't see this coming. This bracket right here has to come off. And the reason it has to come off is because the oil pan, the two screws I need to access are behind it. The oil pan actually slips underneath it. Here's the problem. I got this bolt off here, but unfortunately there's a little thing sticking out here which prevents me from getting this thing off. And the only way to get this thing off is to take this thing off. And I don't know how much support this gives to the engine. I'm gonna have to study it further, but I just don't know if that's gonna work. But that's the only way I can see it happening. Okay, it appears that I got lucky so far. I basically was able to pry it loose, but just using a pry bar, and so I should be able to just pull it the rest of the way off. There it is. Now getting that back on. That might be a whole different story. But there's that hidden screw there, and that other hidden screw way back there. Alright, we got the oil pan off. That's what it looks like. That's the first time I've ever seen an oil pan off, so that's kind of neat. There's your oil dipstick. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the pan. And that's what it looks like. Next step is to getting this old gasket off. It's a rubber and metal gasket. Rubber on the outside, it's got some metal inside of it. This has got to come off all the way around here. And I'm going to use a razor blade to make sure it's nice and clean. And then we'll start gluing our new one. Alright, we got the old gasket off. That was easy enough. And then we scraped off the old gasket. And here's the old oil pan. You can see the reason I'm replacing it right there. And here's the brand new shiny new one. And there's our new gasket. So we're going to put glue on both sides, and then we'll be able to get it back on. Alright, we got the new oil pan on. Tighten the screws or the bolts. Boy, you don't want to tighten them too tight. You'll get a lot of false feelings that it's tightening up, but you're not quite there yet. You just don't want to tighten them too tight. You don't want to use the full leverage of the ratchet on these things at all. And you just don't want to torque them too tight. But the only thing left now is to get that bracket on, the one that gave me a little scare, thinking I was going to have to loosen the engine support. If that didn't happen, I could just wedge it back in there and pry it back up and we'll be fine. And then we got to check it for leaks.